What's up guys, the Hunted Reaper here, and today's video is going to be all about Pubg. So let's get into it. This match, I 100% win, and I do it with only getting one kill. And that isn't a bad thing. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, you don't know how to kill people, you don't know how to shoot, and you don't know how to play this game. Well, I think I do, and I have a tactic that gets me to top 10 almost every time, and that's hiding and being tactically apt. So how exactly do I do it? How exactly do I manage to avoid all the people on the map all the time? Well, a little bit of luck and a little bit of goodwill will never hurt anyone, but the fact is, if you are careful in this game, you can go through almost the whole match without even having to get into a firefight, and that's one of the main points in this game. So as you can see right now, I'm just collecting a lot of stuff, I'm getting all the loot, I'm fast forwarding this because it's not very important. I dropped in a zone that has a big city. I do like to drop in buildings that have over 3 floors, or 3 floors to be exact, because they have so much loot in them. It's kind of more dangerous, and it is a power play on my part, but it is something that I do enjoy doing. So depending on how you drop, it doesn't really matter. Just get as much gear as you can and get ready to protect yourself. One of the main tips I do have when clearing a building is to stay crouched at all times. You make a lot less noise, and just being able to have the upper advantage on your enemies keeps you there. So what I do is I make sure I stay in the shadows. Right now I'm lurking towards the shadows. I'm trying to go around. I'm making the time on the streets as little as possible. I'm going from building to building, closing doors behind me, and this makes sure that people can't follow my trail. They don't know I was there. Now, the zone did end in about 5 minutes, and I'm fast forwarding this. I do cross an ocean, and I do a lot of all this stuff, but what I'm showing you is I'm moving from place to place and trying to get forward into the good zone. So I see someone here coming up in a car, and instead of just trying to engage him, I fire warning shots at him. And what this does is it allows me to not really fight people, but kind of scare them off, because no one, especially when there's like 50 people alive, really wants to get into a firefight, especially if they're in a car. So if you see someone in the car and they're coming your way, maybe instead of even going into that firefight, you want to fire some warning shots at them, and they will most likely get the fuck out of Dodge. Now, a little fun fact about what I'm wearing: I found black clothes, and I do enjoy wearing black clothes in these maps because I like to stick to the shadows. I know a lot of the map isn't shadowy, the sun's always out, it's never really nighttime, but when you do get in the shadows and you have black clothing on, it really does help. You know, just being able to have the advantage to not be seen around people is awesome. So as you can see here, I'm sticking to the shadows, and that's what you have to do when you don't want to engage any enemies. You have to make sure that you run and you do move with some pace and some dignity, and understand that if you hear gunshots, get down. If you hear cars, get down. Make sure if you hear a car get next to a tree or something like that, that the car can't pass. You can maneuver around before the car runs you over. I see a lot of people, what they do is they kind of just plop down where they are and pray for the best. But for the most part, all you got to do is pan your camera to the overhead kind of view when you're driving to see wherever the person is. So just being by a tree gives you that extra little bit of safety. So right here is a kind of shit the bed moment right now, and the red zone appears on me. I get lucky enough to not just end up dying, but it is kind of a pain in the ass. One of the things that is really paramount when I'm trying to do one of these runs where I only get one kill, or I'm not really fighting people, I'm trying to survive, is just being able to go from house to house clearing things, but know what to stay away from. So initially, when the whole map starts, when everything starts, you're going to need to run and get your gear. When that happens, people start to disperse towards the objective. It is natural. So what happens is you have to be a little more calm and patient when going towards the objective. If as soon as the marker says, you know, hey, it's time to move to a different area, and you start moving, you're going to be moving with the crowd of people, and that gets you usually fucked or shot. So what I like to do is wait a little bit, and I know it's a little more risky because of the fact that the blue wall can kill you, but waiting a little bit of extra time gives you an advantage, and sometimes I've even gotten behind enemies and just shot them, gotten extra kills because of it. It's easy kills for patience, and that's something that I love doing. Now the method stays the same: clear the house, take the equipment, stock up, switch my stuff, and keep moving. So I do that for a while. I end up here, fast forward to about right here, and it's about 29 left. So now it's time to hide, and I'm doing that. As you can see, I'm hiding for a while. I'm waiting for people to kill each other off because of the fact that, you know, if I'm doing a Rambo thing right now, most likely all the attention is going to be drawn to me. I want none of the attention on me. I want no one to know I even exist, because then guess what? I'm not getting shot at. So about right here is when a car actually pulls up. I get unlucky and the supply drop comes to me. I'm not even going to fuck with that because at this point, everyone's kind of going to the supply drop, so I'm getting away from it. The cars are obviously going to hound over it. So I see a car coming and I get immediately to cover. You know, cars usually won't risk themselves, and I see a car for myself. So when it gets to about 14, 13, 10, 15 people alive, I love if I can get in a car to get in a car or kill someone in a car and just start driving around. And that's because most people can't shoot you when you're in a car, unless you get some elite-ass guy in a game who's great at no-scoping or something like that. Getting in a car is a great way to save your life. So if you can find a car in the beginning of a match just to stay alive and make sure that, you know, maybe you can wait it out, but just getting in a car really helps. And what I do is I drive around. You want to drive in circles and make sure that you can just avoid people. And I know that it's tempting to hit people and fuck shit up generally, but if you can avoid people, if you can avoid other players, and if you can avoid getting shot at, it's going to help you a lot. Now, in terms of fuel, if you've been using the car for the whole match, be sure to find a hidden spot or somewhere near the edge of the border where no one's really paying attention to, somewhere away from the action where you can kind of save your fuel and your energy and your car for later, because you're definitely going to need it. So again, avoiding players is the best way to go. So right about now, especially when you're towards the end, you're going to get sweaty, you're going to get anxious, and you're going to make sporadic decisions. This is obvious. This is just a human condition. We all kind of go crazy when push comes to shove and things start hitting the fan. So now it gets kind of hard to stay calm, and what you have to do is make sure to do the same exact thing you've been doing all match. Stay away from the battle. Even if there's 3 people left, wait till there's just you and the other person alive, and that's what I'm doing right here. I'm getting away from it all because I don't care about the other person. I don't care about getting kills. I care about winning. I care about victory, and I have less of a shot at that if 2 people are shooting me or I'm in a firefight with 2 people. It just leaves a lot up to variables. So you want to wait until 1 person is left, because then guess what? It's either you or him, 50-50 shot. You don't want 33-33-33 splits. And a little pro tip I got right here is when you stop your car, stop it slowly, calmly, and do it kind of quickly. But then use your car as cover. Your car is an awesome base for cover. So I know that none of the people are behind me. I can see that, and it's kind of clear. So I know that no one's behind me, and I know that I can definitely take someone out from behind this car. So I'm using my car as cover because everything else is kind of open. This field is kind of open, and your last area may be different, but you could use houses as cover. Make sure you get into cover because cover is the most important thing in the game. See, I get a good spot at him. He kind of knows where I am, but I'm shooting him right now. I'm laying down some suppressive fire. At this point, it's just about skill. It's about you two battling it out. And I get lucky enough, I kill him, I make sure that he can't kill me, and winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys took some things away from it. I like to go through the whole game and tell you my methodology. Hopefully you guys can adapt that and just be better at this game. Like, subscribe, comment, rate. This has been the Hunted Reaper.